Come onto your mat. We start standing up. So just allowing yourself just to be here. Whenever I say things like that, I always think, oh, what am I talking about? But often we can be in a place, but our mind can be somewhere else. So just having that sense that when you come, you decided to do yoga and you decided to be here. I'm just checking I'm all right. Yeah, I did it a little while ago and I was muted. So just checking that you're in this place and you can feel the ground beneath the feet. You can lift up 1 foot at a time, move the shoulders, and just get used to that whole idea that you're coming away from your place of work. I know it's really hard because we're all working from home and we're being told to stay in, but when you come to your mat or that little space that you've decided to practice yoga in, it's away from work. So you can leave it behind just for half an hour and just focus on here. So if you look down at your feet and just lift up the toes, just have that sense of the connection with the earth beneath, because it's really important that we all have that sense of connection to something that is part of us all, and the earth beneath us and the way that we walk and the way that we are, we're all part of the same thing ultimately. And then we'll just see if we can work with our breath a little bit. So if you just soften your knees, breathe in, take your arms up. And as you breathe out, just let the arms come down. And just not doing anything in particular, but just breathing in, taking the arms up, breathing out, letting the arms come down. So you're not trying to do anything other than this simple thing. Breathing in, breathing out. And everything else will eventually just start to follow. And notice how your shoulders feel. And notice how your neck feels right now. And the next time the arms come down, just let the arms just rest down by your side and just roll your head carefully from side to side. And your eyes are open so you know where you are. And as you roll the head from side to side, notice how your shoulders feel. So as you roll your head to the left, how does the right shoulder feel? As you roll the head to the right, how does the left shoulder feel? So you're just easing into the neck a little bit. And then come to centre, drop the chin, and then just roll the head from side to side, just now with the chin kind of rolling along the collarbones. So your gaze is kind of looking down towards the floor. Then the next time the head rolls towards the right, just drop the ear towards the right shoulder, ear towards the right shoulder. Just feel that length down the left side of the neck. Lift the left shoulder up just to ease that length, breathe in, and as you breathe out, just drop the shoulder down, so you're increasing the length or the stretch even down the left side of the neck. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just roll the head back to centre. Lift the left shoulder up, drop the left ear towards that left shoulder, and then just drop the left shoulder down. So you feel the length down the right side of the neck, so just easing carefully into it. And then draw the right shoulder up, just to kind of ease into the stretch a little bit. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, let the right shoulder come down or rest down. You're not pushing the shoulders down, you're just feeling the length down the right side of the neck. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, roll the head back to centre. When you next breathe in, take both arms up. And as you breathe out, let the arms come back down. And your gaze is focused and your gaze is soft. On the in-breath, the arms come up. And as you breathe out, the arms come down and your gaze is focused and your gaze is soft. And then when you're ready, just let the arms come down. Breathe as you need to, and you're just going to do some head rolls. So maybe just rolling the head to the right, taking the gaze up towards the ceiling, round towards the left, taking the gaze down towards the floor. So just rolling the head. Just kind of seeing how that feels. And if you're anything like me and you can hear the sounds of your neck moving, I don't want to say cracking, but there's these sort of even crunching sounds around the neck can be felt within me. So much tension in the neck and the shoulders. And then just roll the other way, taking your time and knowing as well that it's not a waste of time. You're massaging your neck, you're freeing up the base of the skull by doing these kind of things. And then just coming back to centre, draw both shoulders up so you know that you're compressing the neck. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just let go of the shoulders. And then again, take the arms up, breathe in, and as you breathe out, let the arms come down as soft as you can. Just a few more times. freeing up the shoulders, freeing up the neck, and softening your jaw as well. Then the next time the arms come down, just let the arms lightly go to rest behind you at the base, wherever it feels nice, and you can link the hands if you like, or they might just, however they are. And then from here, we're just going to circle. Think of circling the whole of the upper part of the spine. So you're kind of circling round towards the right, to the left, up and back. So don't worry about taking your gaze up. We're not going into a back bend. You're just circling the upper part of the spine a little bit. Relax the shoulders. And then circle in the opposite direction. Soften your knees, soft knees. Just kind of seeing how that feels in your body. Kind of mobilising through the hips as well, and starting to feel maybe movement through the knees and through the ankles and through the feet. And then stop. Just come back to centre, let yourself, you just kind of come to stasis. And then you're just going to circle your hips. So you know you can circle the upper part of the spine, but now you're going to circle the hips. A few times one way, and then go the other way. And as you do this, feel what kind of feelings there are in your feet. What can you feel going on in the very base of your body? And then stop, soft knees, and then taking your attention to the feet, we're going to circle the feet. So we're going to go to the outside edge of the right foot, inside edge of the left foot, through to the base of the toes, outside edge of the left foot, through to the heels, inside edge of the right foot. So just kind of circling the outside edges, inside edges of the feet. So whichever way you're going, that makes sense. Just circling through the feet. And the rest of your body moves, but you're waking up your feet. And it's a really beneficial, interesting, special thing to do, is to wake up your feet, because then that will start to wake up your ankles. It will start to ease into the knees. You'll start to get more freedom in the hips. Often we have tight sort of joints in the upper part of our body, which relates very strongly to what's going on in our feet. And then just circle around the outside edges of the feet in the opposite direction, and allowing the rest of your body. The more movement you have in the rest of your body, the more connected you are. If you're kind of not feeling anything and you're hardly moving your feet at all, it just kind of stay with it, just work with it, because it's just something that will start to eventually, if you practice it, you'll start to wake up the feet, you'll start to wake up the ankles, you'll start to wake up the extremities of the body. And then just come to centre. And now we're going to just take the arms in front of us and just link the thumbs, and push the elbows apart, and take the arms above you. Push the elbows apart. So we're really trying to open up the area between the shoulder blades by pushing the elbows apart. Do the opposite if you're not sure what I mean, and draw the shoulder blades together. So that draws the elbows closer. Push the elbows apart to widen between the shoulder blades, and then almost stay like this. And then carefully, soft knees, start to dive forward. Take the hands forward, draw the chin in, keep pulling the thumbs apart as you just see maybe the fingers touch the floor. Soften the knees or bend the knees if you need to, and then carefully bring yourself back up. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, just let go. Let's do it again. Right, so take the hands in front of you. Pull, sort of link the thumbs, push the elbows apart, and take your attention here. And this area here is a really strong, tight area of our body, and we don't often think about it, but the muscles there can be really uncomfortable. And if you push the elbows apart, really think that you're drawing between the shoulder blades. If you're not sure what I mean, draw the shoulder blades together, because that's probably a lot easier for us to do. Draw the shoulder blades together, push the shoulder blades apart by widening the elbows. Take the arms up. You're not stretching up, you're pushing the elbows apart. We're trying to find space and openness around the armpits as well. And inside here is your lungs. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, maybe if it's possible, you think of drawing the base of the ribs in, the front of the ribs in, and rounding the spine to take yourself down. Breathe as you need to. Soften the knees, and maybe the fingertips touch. Let go of the head, let go of the neck, and then carefully, breathing as you need to, bring yourself back up. And then let go. Circle the shoulders a little bit, just kind of see how that feels. And then we're just going to take the right hand to rest on the back of the left hip, and the left hand can rest on the right hip. Focus the gaze in front of you. Now you're going to think of that left hip drawing back towards the hand that's resting behind as you turn the upper part of the spine inside underneath the ribs towards the right. Now your hips stay just as much as possible as they are. Think of both hips drawing back perhaps as the spine, the upper part of the spine turns towards the right. So you're not going to get very much movement, or you might, I shouldn't say that, and then just come back to centre. Swap hands, left hand goes on the back of the right hip, right hand rests on the left hip. Now the hips stay just as they are. If anything, imagine that right hip drawing back towards the hand that's behind it. Imagine the left hip, if anything, drawing forward as the upper part of the spine moves towards the left. If you take your gaze round towards the left, you know that you can because your neck moves quite easily, but you're trying to find the ribs, you're trying to find the upper part of the spine from the base of the ribs right the way through to the crown of the head to turn towards the left. And then come back to centre. Shake off the hands, move the shoulders. Let's just go one more time. So right hand comes to rest on the back of the left hip, left hand rests on the right hip. Imagine the left hip moving back, imagine the right hip moving forward. As inside underneath the ribs, can you turn towards the right? Breathe in, and as you breathe out, maybe, can you turn a little bit more? And then come back. So you're slowing things down a little bit to try to find movement in the upper part of the body. So now the left hand rests on the back of the right hip, right hand rests on the left front of the left hip. Imagine the right hip moving back, the left hip moving forward, which is a bit odd, but moving into those hands with the resting. Then inside underneath the ribs, can you turn towards the left? Breathe in, lift, that feeling of lift, and as you breathe out, imagine the knees moving forward as the spine moves towards the left. And then come back. Make sure you're breathing, and then just stop. And then just for a few moments again, feel the ground beneath your feet, feel that sense of your body just as you are, because in a sense, we've hardly done anything. We're just trying to train our awareness and our attention on how we are, how we're feeling right now, which is the most important way of looking after yourself. And yoga is a way of sustainable healing because it's something that can be always with you. So now what we're going to do, we're going to, I'll go this way. We're going to go into chair pose. So just as we did before, we're just going to link the hands, and thumbs can lightly link, it's fine, doesn't matter. And just take the arms up. But you're not pushing the elbows apart or anything like that, you've just taken the arms up. And you're going to ever so carefully just start to send the knees forward. Now you just go to where it feels right for you. If anything's going on with your knees, just be careful. And then you're going to come up. Then you're going to carefully start to send the knees forward. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper. Maybe a little bit deeper. And then we're going to circle the arms round to take maybe the ankles or the back of the knees or the back of the thighs. And you're just going to see, allow the top of the head to hang. Can the legs lengthen? So you go into that forward bend. Then carefully soften the knees and round yourself back up. We're going to take the arms up. We're going to carefully go back into chair pose. And then we're going to, from here, just see if you can lift up the right heel. Focus your gaze, make sure you're breathing, and then we're going to see if we can lift up the right knee. And we're going to send the right leg back. And when the right heel comes down, the spine comes back. So you're in a sort of a warrior one kind of position. And just rest there for a few moments, feeling your breath. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, bring the elbows down. In breath, take the arms up. As you breathe out, just take the elbows wide. In breath, takes the arms up. And as you breathe out, take the elbows wide. And just do that once or twice more, just kind of getting that feeling with your breath, with that real strong feeling of connection to the earth. And the next time you breathe out and then the arms come down, take the hands behind you. And if you kind of kind of lengthen the lower spine a little bit, so just kind of massage the lower spine up and down a little bit to get that sense that the tailbone, the lower back can really widen and soften. And as the arms go down, take the gaze up. That might lift your chest. And then as the gaze goes forward, and as your gaze goes down towards in front of the left foot, the front foot, just start to take the spine down and lift the arms up. So just kind of stretching the front of the chest, lift the arms up. And then as the arms come down, take the gaze forward, take the gaze up. And then as the gaze goes forward and as the gaze goes down, the arms can come up behind you. And then when you're ready, the arms go down, the gaze goes forward, you take the arms up, just kind of lightly link the palms, and then bring the back foot up. So you're going to go back into chair pose. So the knees lightly go forward, but you have that sense of the spine coming up. Focus your gaze, make sure you're breathing, and then bring up the left heel, if possible. If it's not possible, then you just step back any way that feels okay for you. If it's okay, you lift up that left knee or left foot, and then you carefully send that left leg back. As the back heel, left heel comes down, the spine will come up. Separate the hands, breathe in, and as you breathe out, take the elbows wide. Perhaps draw the shoulder blades together, just see how that is. Breath in, let go of the shoulder blades, take the arms up. And as you breathe out, just take the elbows wide. Don't draw the shoulder blades together, have a sense of wide, wide chest. Breathe in, take the arms up. And as you breathe out, bring the elbows down. That's it. And then maybe once or twice more. Really feeling that stability, if there is stability in your feet. If you need to change position, then obviously that's what you do. Then the next time the elbows go out, really have that sense of wide, wide chest, wide space underneath the armpits. Take the arms behind you, soothe the lower back, and as your gaze goes down towards the floor, take the arms up behind you. So kind of really widening across the front of the chest. And then as the arms go down, lift the spine, take the gaze up. Lift the chest ever so slightly, well, you'll feel that. And then as the gaze goes forward and as the gaze goes down, the arms can lift behind. So don't worry about holding anything, we're just moving through it. And you're feeling your breath. So maybe as the gaze lifts, you can breathe in. And as the gaze goes forward and down, and the arms lift behind you, you can breathe out. But just kind of see where your breath takes you. They're quite controlled sort of exercises really. And the next time you come forward, let go of the arms, take the arms up, lightly link the hands, lift up the back heel, so really feel the weight transfer into the front foot, and then just see if you can step up. Soft knees, you go back into chair pose, what is it called, child pose, chair pose. And then ever so carefully, wide arms, take the arms behind you. As you see, the hands can go on the back of the thighs, on the calves, or if they go to the ankles, it's fine, or on the floor, that's fine too. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, perhaps you can lengthen the legs and you can let go of the neck. So you go into forward fold. It's kind of letting go of the neck, let go of the shoulders. And ever so carefully, you just walk yourself back up. Oh, well done. So what we're going to do, we're going to just progress it a little bit and go into a rotation or twist. So I'll stay from this angle, I think. Right, so we're going to work into chair pose again and then progress it. So we're going to take the arms up, but you're not stretching. The weight of the arms can rest into the shoulders. You can focus your gaze, you can feel the ground beneath your feet. And the feet aren't together, the feet are about hip width apart, so there's stability. You take them a little bit wider if you like, so there's stability on the ground beneath you. And when you start to send the knees forward, the knees track over the toes. And then bring the hands to your heart centre. You don't have to go very low, you can be standing if you like, or you can actually sit on a chair. It's called chair pose. If you've got a chair behind you, you can sit on a chair. And then from here, that left elbow, we're just going to see if we can lightly tap the outside of the right thigh. So if you're standing, you're just twisting. So the left elbow lightly taps the outside of the right thigh, come back to centre. The right elbow lightly taps the outside of the left thigh. And just do that a few times. Your knees are still going forward. Just do that a few times, kind of twisting the upper part of the spine. And then come back to centre. Lift up the right heel and send the right leg back if possible, and then just come back sort of as the back heel goes down. You find that sort of warrior one sort of position, but the hands are still in your heart centre. Relax your shoulders. So with the hands lightly or the palms lightly touching, imagine the elbows can be pushed apart. Let go of your jaw. Really allow the jaw and the neck and the shoulders to be as free as possible. And all we're going to do, your hips and your knees stay exactly as they are. You're going to send that right elbow just round towards the left. Just round towards the left. Then you're going to come back to centre. Then you're going to send the left elbow round towards the right. The knees and the hips are still staying as they are. And then come back to centre. And now the right elbow is going to ever so lightly tap the left thigh. So you're going to have to move forward, but try not to drop. Try not to drop. Imagine that left knee can be drawn up as that right elbow just lightly taps the left thigh. And then come back to centre and step up and let go of the arms. Breathe, make sure you're breathing and settle everything down. Then when you're ready, chair pose, we're going to take the arms lightly up, lightly touch the palms, send the knees forward, bring the hands, the heart centre. If possible, we're going to lightly touch the left elbow onto the right thigh, come back to centre, right elbow onto the left thigh. So you just tap in, or if they don't reach, it's fine as well. You just turn in, and then when you're ready, come back to centre, lift up the left heel, send the left leg back, or any way that you can kind of work into that. Then as the back heel goes down, the spine feels tall. And then from here, imagine that right knee still moving forward and the back heel resting, really connecting with the floor. Then the left elbow, going to turn towards the right, come back to centre, right elbow, turning towards the left. That's enough for you. You stay in that kind of stage. If it's okay, we send the left elbow towards the outside of the right thigh. And then come back to centre, step up. Let go of the hands. So we're just going to do that one more time. If it's enough for you, obviously don't do any more than that, or you can just work, from standing, you can just step back and you can just turn. Or we're going to progress it, right? So the feet are at least a width apart. Soften the knees, hands at heart centre. Lift up the right heel, send the right leg back. And as the back heel goes down, really have that sense that the left knee can move forward. So wide hips. Your gaze is forward. Then we're just going to, just one side, that right elbow is going to turn towards the left. And we're just going to see if we can tap the outside of the left thigh. Try not to collapse. And then from here, just let go of the sort of prayer position. And the right hand might go down and the left arm might go up. And then carefully bring the hands back, or the palms back together. Come back to centre and step forward or back. And let's do the same on the other side. So we're going to lightly go into chair. We're going to lift up the left heel. We're going to send the left leg back. As the left heel goes down, you send the right knee forward. So just if this is enough for you, you don't do any more than that. If it's okay, the left elbow goes round towards the right. And if that feels okay, the left elbow can lightly tap the right thigh. Your gaze now can be forward. You're breathing. If that feels okay, the left hand can go down, the right one can go up. Make sure you're breathing, and then you can carefully bring the hands back to centre and just come back to where you started. And then just stop with the hands resting just as they are at heart centre, or it's kind of where I prefer to have the palms resting, and the feet are at least hip width apart. Relax your shoulders and really allow yourself to settle into the feet. So as much as we started, just as we started, you feel how you are right now. And it's only 25 minutes, I think, or so. It's all you've done. Just notice how you feel right now in your shoulders, in your legs, in your spine, in your body. And feel your breath underneath your hands. as it comes in and as it leaves. Focus your gaze down in front of you. Breathe as you need to. Soft knees. Take your hands onto your thighs. Lift up one heel at a time. We're going to come down onto the floor. So if you'd rather sit on a chair, obviously you sit on a chair. So the hands can come towards the knees. Lift up one heel at a time. And then carefully, as your chin draws in, round the spine. Imagine the back of the waist being drawn up. As you carefully just bring the hands down towards the ankles or towards the floor. And the hands, actually what's quite a nice thing, sometimes I quite like this. If you link the elbows, one hand on each elbow, and just sway. Soften the knees, but just sway from side to side. So let the weight of the arms free up the shoulders. Let the weight of the shoulders free up the head. And just allow the spine to come a little bit closer towards the floor. When I say that, the crown of the head a little bit closer towards the floor, and then perhaps the knuckles or the fingertips might touch. And then carefully from here, as you walk your hands forward, bring your knees down and just come to sit. I'll just adjust the screen. Just come into sit. So you can be sitting on a chair, like I said earlier, or you can be kneeling, or you can have your legs in front, or you can be cross-legged, or you can sit on a cushion, or you can lean against the wall, just sitting, however feels comfortable for you. Focus your gaze in front of you, and just allow yourself, just as we started the class, allow yourself to be here. And keep your eyes open for a few moments, as when you next breathe in, take your arms up, breathe in, and as you breathe out, sweep the arms round and down. In breath takes the arms up, out breath, bringing the arms down. And just carry on, and you can, if you like, you can close your eyes. You know where you are, and where you are is quite safe, quite comfortable and easy as you just breathe in and as you breathe out. Then the next time the arms come down, the palms facing up, just let the right hand just rest on the right knee or thigh, left hand just rest on the left knee or thigh. And still continue being aware, breath coming in, really drawing your breath in. And when you breathe out, really letting the breath go. Maybe whooshing the air out through the mouth if you like. You can breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe out, perhaps sighing out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. Sighing out through the mouth. So you can make a sound, because sounds bring us to the present moment. And maybe just one or two more. And then stop. And just breathe. Just as you are. So we can do all those exercises, we can do all those movements, but ultimately, real health, sustainable health comes from you, allowing yourself to be just as you are. Not wishing to change or trying to change, but knowing subtle shifts take place when you give yourself time to notice. And if it's okay, just allowing your attention to rest with your breath as it comes in, and allowing your attention to rest with your breath as it leaves. And that's your anchor. So if your mind wanders away, you bring it back. And you just start again. The in-breath and the out-breath. And you can stay here for as long as you would like to, or as long as you can, I should say. The half hour or the class is nearly up. So if you just bring your fingertips or the palms together again like we did before and just lightly rub, just create a little bit of heat. And then just carefully placing the hands, when there's a bit of warmth or tingling, just placing the palms over your eyes and opening your eyes into your palms. Dropping the chin down. So you're opening your eyes downwards. So the first person you're aware of is you. Carefully just taking the hands down. So just knowing where you are. So taking your time. You can sometimes, I like the idea, you can congratulate yourself of making the time for you. So yoga is a time for you to be with yourself, by yourself. So thank you all for joining me. And yeah, thank you. And I hope to see you next time.